As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and season's greetings from the Galaxy Rink here inside the Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale, Pennsylvania, where it is the final week of the first half of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League regular season before the holiday break commences, and we have literally saved our best for last. A battle of first place, with first place on the line in PIHL Class AAA as the North Allegheny Tigers meet the Seneca Valley Raiders. Seneca Valley coming in 9-1 with one overtime loss. North Allegheny coming in 9-2 with one overtime loss. An identical total of 19 points, an identical ranking in PIHL Class AAA. First, one of these teams is going to have it all by themselves after tonight. Last season, it was North Allegheny sweeping the regular season series, including the PIHL outdoor game, by identical 2-1 scores. But it was the Seneca Valley Raiders who enjoyed the last laugh in the Penguins Cup semifinals, edging the Tigers by an identical 2-1 margin before bowing to Peters Township in the Penguins Cup final. They've met in the preseason as North Allegheny, under first-year head coach Andrew Cease, relieving the retired Mike Bagnotto, led North Allegheny to its second consecutive St. Margaret's Fall Face-Off Tournament title, despite losing a round-robin game to, guess who? The Seneca Valley Raiders. So it has been a minute for these two North Hills area rivals, and for North Allegheny, the Chris Letang of this team, if you will, is their captain, four-year varsity player Trey Gallo, wearing number 4 in gold tonight. The senior defenseman for the North Allegheny Tigers, 11 assists on the year, 17 points. He has assisted on 6 power play goals, which is more than any other player in Class AAA. He's really quarterbacked that unit exceptionally well. And Gallo is in fact one of 3 different Tigers who are in the top 5 in PIHL Class AAA in assists. North Allegheny coming off a 6-4 victory in this building over Cannon McMillan last Monday. They've won back-to-back games since they were upset by the Big Macs back on November the 29th. The Seneca Valley Raiders, coached by former player and 2018 Penguins Cup champion as a head coach Anthony Rako, have won 4 in a row, and the Raiders are really finding their form. They have outscored their opponents 24-3 on that 4-game spurt. They hammered Upper St. Clair here at the Baierl Complex 1 week ago tonight, led by their team captain, number 14, the senior Jackson Reed. 12 goals, putting him 4th in Class AAA in that category. 19 points, which tie him for 5th with North Allegheny's Evan Perrott in that category. Reed with 6 goals in his last 3 games. He has points in 7 games in a row, and if you don't know who to look for, just look for the big kid with the red gloves. That's how to find him on that Seneca Valley roster, as he wears black with light blue trim here tonight. And we are just moments away from the opening face-off of Game 1 of this PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader on 10-Band TV, presented by Weight Loss Direct. Game 2 will be in Class A, West Allegheny at Avonworth. Stay tuned for that one a little after 9 o'clock, but for now, we have one of our biggest games in this classification, 3A, at hand in just a couple of moments. Getting the presumed nod in goal for the North Allegheny Tigers will be the young man who shut out the Armstrong Riverhawks to win the St. Margaret's Fall Faceoff title, senior Rylan Murphy. Murphy tied for 3rd in wins with 6, 3rd in save percentage with a .918 mark, and 3rd in goals against at 2.30. For Seneca Valley, a young man we were introduced to during the outdoor game. He very nearly stole that game for Seneca Valley. Jonathan Nichols, the junior, is going to be their netminder tonight. He is 3rd in AAA in minutes played with 559. He is the AAA leader in victories with 9 of those. 2nd in save percentage with a .920 mark, and one of only 3 netminders in all of AAA who has multiple shutouts on the season. Oh, by the way, he is your AAA goals against average leader at a 1.92 clip. Two North Hills area teams that are very well peopled, very well coached, and as I just alluded to, very well backstopped.
And welcome to the Baierl Ice Complex. Tonight, the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League presents a varsity class AAA game. Introducing the away team with a league record of 9-1-1, the Seneca Valley Raiders. Introducing our home team with a record of 9-2-1. Let's hear it for your North Allegheny Tigers. And now to honor America and those who have served her, please direct your attention towards the flag for the playing of our national anthem. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Please respect the exciting game of hockey by cheering for your team and treating all participants in a positive manner. Thank you for your support of our student athletes and enjoy the game.
Oh, when they line up for the anthem, you know it's a big deal. And this one is kind of a big deal. The two top teams in PIHL Class AAA could be a Penguins Cup final preview for all we know. We'll see what happens. And they are about to go at it here in the final week of regular season play in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League before the 2022-2023 holiday break. And we are very thrilled to be back with you once again for one more week of high school hockey here before we call it quits for the calendar year. And special thanks to all you out there who are keeping warm and watching on 10band.tv or on your Roku or on your Amazon Fire Stick. You've got options. The goaltenders taking their respective places. Each of them recorded 25 saves when their teams faced each other in the Penguins Cup playoffs last season. And the Tigers control the opening faceoff, and they will skate from left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin tonight's game. And that was Matt Irvin, the senior forward, winning the draw for North Allegheny as the Tigers get this puck deep. It's played in the far corner by Luke Evans. Evans coming out in front for Irvin, but Irvin couldn't handle it on his backhand, and the Raiders force it back to the North Allegheny blue line where Trey Gallo gathers it in. Gallo, one of the 4 PIHL Players of the Month for the month of October, sees this puck up ahead to Evans. Luke Evans toward the goal. That's nodded aside by Nichols, and the Raiders come back to center. Here with it now, Jonathan Leishman. Leishman, one of the top puck distributors in the classification, 12 assists. That makes him one of the AAA leaders in that category. Jake Komaniak sees this puck go back to center where the Raiders play it. Up ahead for Jack Smelser. Smelser for Marshall Hewitt, the freshman. Into the corner it comes to Gallo. Gallo trying to reverse his ground, but he's picked off by Hewitt. Hewitt on his backhand gets hit hard from behind by Gallo. And that jars the puck loose, but the Raiders, one of them lost a stick, but Hewitt still has it. Hewitt out in front. Murphy with a poke check there as he's interfered with by Hewitt, and Murphy gives a little love tap to Hewitt at the last moment. Hewitt all out in front. Hewitt shoots. Save made. Rylan Murphy. It's still loose. Rebound. Score! He's dancing like he never danced before. Jake Komaniak with his 6th of the season. And Seneca Valley draws first blood just 1:26 into the game. Murphy made a gorgeous save on Hewitt, the freshman, from point-blank range, but couldn't locate the rebound, and Komaniak scores on the easy tap-in. First 2 shots on goal and the game's first tally belong to the Seneca Valley Raiders. Another face-off win at center for North Allegheny. And it's center now for Colby Onchen, the senior, but he couldn't handle the pass, and now the Raiders may ice this puck. No, it's played right in front of the goal line by Owen Logan, the junior defenseman. And the Tigers outlet it to Evan Perrott. Perrott, the junior, with 13 goals on the season, trying to center that puck, but it was broken up. And a shot into the glove of Nichols, who says, "I'll take that. Thank you very much." That was Perrott on the follow-up, and Nichols really had to reach over to his left to grab that one and force a face-off. With not quite 2 minutes gone by in this first period, already a brisk pace to this game, as you would expect from the 2 best teams in the class. 1-0 Seneca Valley on the 6th goal of the season by Jake Komaniak, the junior. Komaniak assisted on Seneca Valley's game-tying goal when these teams played each other in the Penguins Cup playoffs. Out in front it comes Perrott with a one-timer out in front. That was knocked aside by Nichols. He read that one perfectly. Barnhart gloves it down. A turnover to NA. Shot, save again. Nichols with a glove. This time he denies Luke Walkoskis, the freshman. And the very talented junior for Anthony Rako's team is dialed in early. And just like that, shots 3-2 in favor of the Tigers now. But they trail where it matters. And here comes Seneca Valley off the defensive zone faceoff, getting it back to center before it's picked off by Dylan Murray. Murray getting this puck deep into the Seneca zone where it's pursued in earnest by Lorenzo Colazzi. Raiders overskate this puck. Murray lets it go to Bianchin. Tyler Bianchin, the sophomore, shoots it from distance. That never made it through. Raiders still with some trouble clearing this puck. North Allegheny forces another turnover, and a great play at the blue line there by Colazzi, but he couldn't hook up with Murray as we get a hard hit here on one of the Raiders. That was Carter Hone, the freshman, getting the worst of that one as Cease calls for a line change early in the first period. Brock Murphy, the sophomore defenseman from behind his own net, turned over to Seneca Valley, and a shoulder bump there dislodges the puck as it's played off the glass and back to center. Retreating is Braden Huntertmark, the freshman. Huntertmark outletting it to Tyler Garvin. Garvin had a couple of goals in that victory over USC last week as this puck goes deep, and it was almost kicked by Nichols into his own net. Oh, a fluky looking play there as it's gotten back through center and underneath the stick of Gallo. Laymark retreating defensively for NA up to center. Intercepted at the red line by Jacob Gilbert of Seneca Valley. The freshman puts it on goal, sticked aside by Murphy. Jackson Reed pressured off the puck by NA. Gilbert with it at center red. And he's hit up high by one of the Tigers, and that was Evan Kerber. North Allegheny again changing on the go as Garvin is content to just get this puck deep, and Anthony Rako wants to put some fresh players out there now with a 1-0 lead and 12:40 to go on a running first period clock. Gallo, the North Allegheny captain, goes D-to-D with Laymark. Up ahead it comes now to Nate Spack. Spack over the line from distance. That shot partially blocked. Good gap control there by the Raiders as it comes out of play for a face-off in Seneca Valley ice. Matt Irvin on the faceoff for North Allegheny as this backdoor play out in front wouldn't go. Nichols had to make a kick save on Irvin there from his knees. And Irvin loves playing against the Raiders. set up 2 goals in the final minute of play at the St. Margaret's tournament as North Allegheny rallied very late in that game to tie it and force overtime before Seneca Valley won it in a shootout, 5-4. Irvin, the alternate captain, on his backhand, 1-on-3, flips it over the Seneca Valley cage. The Raiders play it around the boards, and it's cut off at the half wall by Irvin, up high for Gallo. Gallo is spaced to shoot. That shot blocked. And that was Alec Malichki gapping it up there, and Malichki comes up ahead of the play offside with 11:47 to go. Jake Kamaniak's goal, the difference maker thus far, as these teams battle for the top spot going into the holiday break in PIHL Class 3A. And for the Raiders, this is the 5th of 5 straight games they'll play here at the Baierl Complex. They've been the designated away team, so to speak, in 2 of those games, including this one. And Seneca Valley has this puck behind their own net. It's Huntertmark, the rookie defenseman. Gets it back toward the NA blue line where it's gathered in by Barnhart. Barnhart up ahead to Malichki. Up ahead in the direction of Malichki, I should say, as Malichki forced a takeaway. And North Allegheny has to retreat to play this puck up through center. Too heavy for Perrott, and the Tigers are guilty of icing. For North Allegheny, this is their 3rd of 5 consecutive games they'll play here at the Baierl Complex. Including this one, they have been the designated home team in 4. So both these teams getting to stay home for the holidays, if you will. As we get ready to drop it to the right of Rylan Murphy. Face-off won by the Raiders. Gilbert from the left point, that went wide. Good hustle defensively by Logan as it comes back to center. Huntertmark retreats to play it. He's dispossessed immediately by one of the Tigers. That's Ryan Jackman as we get an offside call on NA. Batko and March, the referees for tonight's game. Game 1 of 2 here at the Galaxy Rink. And Batko does the honors to Murphy's left this time. Clean face-off win by Dylan Murray, the senior, but only gets as far as the center circle before he is met by Hone. Kalazzi trying to get this puck out of his own end. He can't. He'll go to Logan on his left. Logan reverses the play back to Barnhart defensively. Barnhart tries to outlet it to one of the Tigers, but he was too well marked. And Seneca Valley creates more havoc in the neutral zone and gets this puck deep. Logan around the boards for Kalazzi. Kalazzi outletting it to the wrong shoulder of Jackman, and this will be icing against North Allegheny. And it's going to be Irvin against Garvin. Garvin wins it for Seneca. And a turnover to Jackson Reed. Reed out in front. Save Murphy, and this time there is no rebound. Of all the players you don't want to give it away to for Seneca Valley, that young man ranks number 1 on your list. Jackson Reed, 19 points on the year coming in. One of the top scorers in Class AAA. And a chance the other way for Nate Spax. Back behind the defense to the goal. Save made, Nichols off the right leg. Now here's Seneca Valley in transition. 3-on-1. Reed shooting. Kick save Murphy. Rebound below the goal line. Raiders have it. And they put it out in front, but nobody's home except Matt Irvin. Oh, a big break there for the Tigers. As Gallo comes back from the right hash, he uncorks one that goes off the glass, and it's picked up by Evans. Evans out in front as he's knocked down in the left circle. Raiders have it now behind their own goal line, and they play it back to center. where it's picked off by Gallo. Gallo gave it away to Reed. Here comes Reed over the blue line. Reed to the goal, over the hand of Rylan Murphy, and off the glass, where it comes right back to the NA captain. And off a North Allegheny skate, that of Matt Irvin. It comes back to center, where it's off a glove this time. And Evans enters the Seneca Valley zone on the off wing, and into the glove of Nichols it goes from distance. And Nichols is just going to give his mates time to catch their breath here with 9 minutes to go in the first, and the Raiders up by a goal. Luke Wokoskis, the freshman on here for NA, 11 assists on the season for the varsity newcomer, tied for fourth most with his teammate Trey Gallo in Class AAA. Evans in the corner, fighting for this puck, gets it up to Perrott. Behind the net now, it's taken by Ty Maxwell, the freshman of Seneca Valley, and cleared back to center. Ty Bianchin up ahead for Perrott. Perrott dropping it backward, a misplay there by Barnhart, and Bianchin asked to play this puck from his own corner up to brother Cole Bianchin, the senior. Wokoskis retreating now, creating space, goes right side to Cole Bianchin, who takes a hard bump there from Smelser as this puck goes deep into Seneca territory. Up to center now, too far for the reach of Marshall Hewitt. And here comes NA on the counter. Perrott into Nichols' glove, and again, Nichols is not going to take any chances. Cease wants new personnel here for the offensive zone faceoff. Evan Kaminsky, the junior, going to take it for the Tigers. But it is won by the sophomore for Seneca Valley, Andrew Malichki, and the Raiders are able to get it out of their own zone eventually. Logan retreating under pressure, playing this for NA. Behind his own net now, reverses his ground. Up ahead now it comes to Declan Dady. Kaminsky shouldered off the puck. Raiders come back to center. Reaching for it is Lindberg. Lindberg on his backhand toward the goal. Kick save there by Murray as he takes away the near post. Murphy, excuse me, the senior. Playing this puck from his corner is Andrew Malichki. Tigers force a steal, send it back to that corner. Kaminsky in a collision there as he plays this puck for the Tigers offensively. Left side, Owen Logan in behind the Seneca net now. Raiders are the only team there, and they should be able to get this back to center, and they will, as Reiko calls for a line change on the fly. Under 7 to go in this first period. Early goal by Jake Kamaniak, the Seneca Valley junior, has the Raiders up 1-0 in this battle of North Hills area rivals. In behind the Tigers goal line it comes. After it for NA is Laymark. Jackman couldn't play it. It goes off a Seneca skate. And now Dylan Murray reaching back for it up ahead to Jackman. Jackman trying to go cross ice there to Colazzi. Colazzi from the corner behind the net, trying to hook up with Jackman, but it was not to be. This goes under the stick of Laymark. No icing. The sophomore with his back to the play asked to scoop it up, and he'll reverse it to Gallo. Gallo trying to bait one of the Raiders there with the puck, but turned it over in the process. Gallo goes after it again, and this time he has it cleanly for NA, skating back to center. Gains the red line, dumps it deep. Misplay by Nichols, and Nichols had to get rid of that puck in a hurry. From the point, it's toward the net. Never made it through. Rebound out in front. Oh, unable to get a clean stick on it was Jackman. Right circle comes. Gallo blockered away by Nichols. Laymark in behind the Seneca goal. Colazzi shoulders a man off that puck, but the Raiders clear it. And this one will be icing on Seneca Valley with just about 5.5 to go. 1-0 Raiders. Tigers go forward off the faceoff. When here's Irvin. Irvin to the goal. Shoots. Puts it wide over top the net. He tried to fake out Nichols. Nichols stuck with him. Left point it comes to Logan. And the Tigers turn that one over and have to reset at center ice. But the Raiders steal. Leishman toward the goal. Goes right side to Reed. Kick save Murphy. Didn't know where it was. It was cleared out of the blue paint by Nate Spack. And now we get a whistle here as the net behind Murphy has become dislodged. And a pregnant pause here as March resets the goal. Jackson Reed against Matt Irvin for the faceoff. The Raiders win it. Gilbert from the point. That went off Irvin's body. Irvin has Spack up ahead of the play. He goes that way. Spack to the goal. Spack shooting. Blocked away by Nichols as he makes himself big one more time. Nichols diving in front to poke away that puck in the blue paint. Played in front by the Raiders. Spack with it, trying to set it up. It's bouncing out in front. Evans unable to settle it down. And Seneca Valley comes 3 men strong back to center. Jackson Reed on the right wing. Offside is Tyler Garvin. A break there for the Tigers as Seneca had numbers, but Garvin just a hair ahead of the play as play stops with 4:37 to go in the first. While Koskis ties up his man and wins the draw for the Tigers. Outlet pass to Perrott. Perrott off the boards to nobody in particular except the Seneca Valley defense. But here's Perrott with it again. Perrott backhanding it into Seneca Valley territory. And now the Raiders skated up to center red. Perrott trying to knock that puck down with his glove now as it's played to the boards. Bouncing between the circles now, scooped up at the left point by Bailey. Bouncing puck in on goal. It's almost off the skate of Kamaniak, the lone goal scorer. But here comes Perrott. Perrott, stood up neatly by Bailey. A classy little hip check there by the big man for Seneca Valley. And here come the Raiders trying to go cross ice with it. But that east-west play is broken up by Brock Murphy. This puck is one-touched deep into Tiger territory. Murphy getting turned around there, but getting it back to center nevertheless. And now the Tigers have to tag up here as Perrott plays it on his backhand, and he wants to come off here as Andrew Cease changes lines. With it defensively is Jacob Gilbert, the other 38 for Seneca Valley. To the point, it's taken by Gallo. Deflected off the stick of Kalazzi and out of play. The Tigers trying every trick in the book. Screens, deflections, anything they can do to mess with the mojo of Jonathan Nichols, who is every bit as advertised here in this first period. And Nichols really burst on the stage in a big way in that outdoor game last season, getting the start for Seneca Valley. He didn't get the result again, but really kept the Raiders in that game. North Allegheny won that game on a pair of goals by Trey Gallo, including a buzzer beater right before the ice cut. Speaking of which, Gallo on here for this shift as this puck is fired from above the left circle. And the Raiders put it back toward the general direction of Rylan Murphy, and the senior will cover at the other end for a faceoff. Garvin to take the faceoff for Seneca. Irvin for North Allegheny. Garvin wins it. Shot off the draw, bouncing in front of Murphy, doesn't know where it is. It's loose, kicked at by one of the Tigers, And it squirts free, fortunately for their sake, to Matt Irvin. NA gets it the length. Luke Evans with it for the Tigers for Irvin. Irvin trying to go out in front. It goes off a couple of gloves. It's bouncing in front and settled down by Seneca Valley. They've got a 3-on-2 if they hurry here. And they do. Garvin with it, centering past to Reed. Reed shoots. He nuzzles that nylon. Action Jackson makes it 2-0 Seneca Valley. The Raiders double their lead with their transition game late in the first period as team captain Jackson Reed scores his 13th of the season. A violent snapshot there by Jackson Reed, the big senior. And he can fire from anywhere, but here come the Tigers the other way. Kick save made by Nichols, up into the protective netting, and out of play.
Time of the Raiders goal, 2:17 of the first period. Reed from Garvin at 2:17.
And Garvin credited with the only helper. And he has 6 of those now on the season. 13th goal of the year for Jackson Reed. What a year the senior is having for Seneca Valley, which now leads 2-0 over North Hill's rival, North Allegheny, with under 2 to play in the first period. Here from the left hash is Walkoskis. Walkoskis bodied off that puck. Doesn't give up on the play, though. Goes to the point. Slap shot off the blocker of Nichols, and the rebound comes right out to one of the Raider defensemen, who sends it back to center. Tyler Bianchin in the general direction of Nichols, who will cover in front of the crease for a faceoff, with Cole Bianchin bearing down on him. This Raider team, we said at the top of the cast, they've been dominant during their 4-game winning streak, and sometimes even if you're a team as good as North Allegheny, that can be a factor as well. And there's a ton of time left in this game, but Raiders come into play, and they've served notice early on here. Maxwell from his own end, out for Hewitt, the freshman. Hewitt 1-on-3. Well, just 2-minute gold jerseys in the way there, and that's a poke check by Laymark that sends the Tigers the other way. Kaminsky up ahead for Kerber. Kerber with space to shoot, does so, kick save Nichols, and the rebound comes out to the left point. Laymark toward the goal, never made it through, and the shot pass intended for Kerber misses. Laymark from his own end. Finds a seam for Colazzi. That pass too far for the North Allegheny senior, however, and the Tigers are guilty of icing with 46 seconds to play. Clean face-off win by the Tigers to the left of their goaltender, Rylan Murphy. Cole Bianchin playing it in front of his own bench. Up ahead it comes to Perrott. Perrott gets it deep into the Seneca zone. Coming in after it in earnest is Cole Bianchin. Final half minute of first period play with the Tigers trying to get that goose egg off the board. Seneca Valley takes over from their own corner, and it's sent up ahead for Reed, who settles the play down but comes in offside. I don't think he saw Leishman there floating down the left wing. Just under 15 seconds to go. And Murray goes forward off the faceoff for Rene. Here's Dylan Murray trying to do it all himself. He'll get it as far as the logo atop the Seneca Valley blue line, but that's it. Hard hit on one of the Tigers as Jackman has one more chance, but time's going to run out as he dropped it for Gallo, and Gallo's shot wouldn't have counted anyway. Raiders have the #1 team defense in Class AAA, and they blanked NA in that first period. Seneca Valley 2, Tigers nothing, on goals by Jake Komaniak and Jackson Reed. I'm Matt Popchock, and I'll have more in a moment. It's PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10 Band TV, sponsored by Weight Loss Direct. First period shots on goal, pardon me, were 10-8 in favor of the Seneca Valley Raiders, who also lead where it counts, 2-0 over the North Allegheny Tigers in this battle for the top spot in Class AAA to kick off Week 12 of the PIHL regular season. And for Andrew Cease, the North Allegheny head coach, a young bench boss at that, probably his biggest test to this point in his first season on the job, and it is not an easy test to pass. Anthony Rayco, the PIHL alumnus, leading the Raiders toward the top of the standings. Penguins Cup runners-up last season, and they were there for a reason. The team switched sides, and we're back to play here to begin period 2. From his own corner, Owen Logan defensively for North Allegheny plays it around the boards. There's a traffic jam along the half wall, and winning that puck battle for NA is Declan Dady. Barnhart plays it far corner. Tigers have it. Now they are able to get it up to center unfettered. Onside, snapshot, wide of the blocker hand of Nichols. Oh boy, Kerber put all kind of muscle behind that one, but couldn't hit the target. Teams battle for this puck, and this time the Raiders will prevail, but they turn it over to Dady, who overskates. He's backed up by Kerber, but Kerber couldn't handle it. Tigers go D to D, and they deflect it into Seneca Valley territory. No icing as Kerber goes in after the dump in, trying to go up top to Logan at the left point, but he was cut off by Lindbergh, and Lindbergh clears back to center. Bianchin off the stick of Irvin, bouncing puck covered by Nichols with 1:11 off the second period clock. Irvin to take the face off for North Allegheny, and the Tigers win it as one of the NA players gets knocked down. That was Nate Spack. Play continues. Evans at the left point gets this puck deep for the Tigers. Garvin plays it on his backhand defensively for Seneca Valley. Taken there by Leishman, the junior. Back checking for the Raiders. And Seneca Valley has this puck, but they turn it over to Matt Irvin. Irvin behind the net. Irvin out in front, off the body of Nichols. They made rebound. Backhander off a skate! And that one bounced out. Raiders with some serious puck luck there, and it remains 2-0. Irvin defensively, cross ice to Laymark, up for Evans. Evans goes right side to Gallo, who slaps it wide of goal. That by design, perhaps, as Spack plays this puck immediately for NA. Spack turning around, got turned off the puck though, and the Raiders are going to be able to get it back to center. Jackson Reed, who has a goal in this game for Seneca Valley, watches Leishman play this puck deep. Raiders changing on the fly. Gallo with speed for North Allegheny. Over the Seneca blue line, tries to go through a man, he can't, and he gets stood up there by Stephen Longwell III, the junior defenseman, and gives him a couple of shoves there in frustration at the end of that play. Raiders go back to center. This outlet pass too heavy for Adam Rogalski, the junior, and it's icing on Seneca Valley. A nice crowd here tonight. Some North Allegheny alumni in the building, as well as local author and hockey historian Jeff Morrow has helped facilitate a reunion of sorts. A number of the 2012-2013 NA State Championship team in attendance, we are told. Hard to believe it's been a decade since we saw that team win it all. Perrott going to Wilkauskas. Wilkauskas stands up his man. And the Tigers have it. Good shift here as they get it to the front of the net, but it's picked off immediately by Longwell. And the Raiders might have iced this puck. No, they don't. Brock Murphy has to play it and almost gave it away behind his own net. Perrott sees it go under his stick. Tigers play it back to center. And going in after this for NA is Bianchin, Cole Bianchin. Bianchin over the blue line, 1-on-3, and just tries to get rid of the puck as the Raiders take it over. Seneca Valley now coming back 2-on-2. Hewitt on his off wing. Hewitt pulls up, shoots toward the goal, and that went wide of the right leg of Murphy. Alec Malichki dropping it back. But here the other way comes Perrott for NA. Perrott, snapshot, save made. Nichols as he swallows it in his logo for a faceoff. Murray to take it against Andrew Malichki. And Malichki won it for Seneca Valley. He's immediately tied up by Dylan Murray. Raiders play it defensively. Here's Maxwell, the freshman. Gave it away to Colazzi. Colazzi couldn't get a shot off before he was hit hard by Andrew Malichki. And Nichols covers. 13 to go to the ice cut here at the Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale, Pennsylvania. Inside the Galaxy rink. Matt Popchock with you for PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV. A Week 12 doubleheader presented by Weight Loss Direct, where the Raiders have a 2-0 lead over the Tigers, and a puck out in front. Oh, unable to shoot it cleanly was Jackman. And here's Seneca Valley on the counterattack. To the corner it comes. Ethan Lindbergh in after it, but he's not going to get there first. Logan beat him to the punch. Raiders with it now below the NA goal line. They reset for Maxwell. Maxwell off a North Allegheny body, and it's picked up out in front and backhanded by Lindbergh off another North Allegheny defenseman. And coming the other way is Dylan Murphy. Murphy toward the goal. Nichols stops it and covers. Now the Tigers just trying to tilt the ice any way they can, but so far Jonathan Nichols has not flinched. Kaminsky tied up off the faceoff. It's controlled by Smelser, who sends it around the boards. Not out. Gallo kept it in for Kaminsky. For Kerber. Side of the net. He was trying to go to the side of the net where Dady was anyway, but that pass didn't connect. Kaminsky double teamed along the boards. Doesn't know where the puck is. Jackson Reed fishes at it. He gives it up to North Allegheny. Now Smelser defensively. Peeling back. And the Raiders send this up through center, and they're going to get called for icing here with 11:45 to play in the second. Off the faceoff, back to Irvin. Irvin shoots wide of the goal. Raiders have it. Back to center it comes. Here's Garvin. Garvin lost it to Matt Irvin, and one of the Tigers loses an edge at center ice. That was Nate Spack. But North Allegheny still able to play this puck deep into the Seneca zone underneath the goalie stick of Nichols. Longwell playing it to Smelser, his defensive partner, as Smelser takes a shove there from Evans. And the Tigers have a little bit of a traffic jam there at the Seneca Valley blue line before the Raiders get it up in NA territory. Reed unable to tag up in time, and Seneca Valley is offside. Face-off just outside the North Allegheny blue line is controlled by the Tigers. Up ahead it comes to Perrott. Perrott in front of the Seneca Valley bench goes cross ice now, but it went by everybody, and Rogalski gets it deep for Seneca Valley. Brock Murphy on his backhand. Almost turned that over to one of the Raiders. Both teams fighting for it now, and North Allegheny clears it, but not out. Slapper from the left point goes wide of Rylan Murphy. From the half wall, Kerber gets tied up, but he is well supported by Tyler Bianchin, and the sophomore will ice this puck for the Tigers with 10.5 to go to the ice cut here at the Galaxy rink. A typical cold December night here in Warrendale. Nice and warm in here, though. Good crowd again on hand here for one of the top games in Class AAA that we've seen in the regular season to this point, as both these teams vie for first place in the classification going into the holiday break. $11 teams in Class AAA this year, as there were last season. 8 make the Penguins Cup playoffs, which is where these teams officially met last, not counting the preseason. Near side for Maxwell. Up to the NA blue line. And taken now by Logan. Logan dropping it for Murphy. Murphy trying to be Mr. Everything there, but he can't. And here comes Seneca Valley in transition. Over the line, Andrew Malichki. Malichki ducking around a check and trying to get around Kolazzi this time, but Kolazzi poked that puck away, and Ryan Jackman clears it up through center. Raiders making a line change as they play this puck from their own end. Here's Maxwell in flight. Maxwell toward the goal. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Centering pass went through the blue paint and wide of Murphy. Longwell goes cross ice. Now it comes to Kamaniak. Kamaniak shot blocked away by Murphy. The rebound is swept aside. That's one of Murphy's biggest saves of the night. Bouncing puck goes just over top the NA goal, excuse me. Raiders almost got a bounce there as we approach the midpoint of the second period and the game, with Seneca Valley leading North Allegheny 2-0. Jacob Kamaniak and Jackson Reed, the scores at even strength, both in the first period. And this dump-in is taken by the Raiders. From the corner, it's sent near side. Now up to the point for Longwell. Longwell down low for Andrew Malichki. Malichki lets it go. Now he tries to pass it to his neighbor before it's broken up by the Tigers. And Kerber skates it back to center for Rene and flips it into the near corner as one of the Tigers goes down. That's Dady. Ian Yoram one-touches his puck back to center. Andrew Malichki outlets it up ahead. Too heavy for Gilbert. And here comes Dady the other way. Dady sends it in. Anticipating is Kaminsky. Kaminsky looking for Nate Spack. Spack tries to pry it loose. Instead it comes to Gallo. Gallo keeps it on side, makes a move. Gallo shooting, never made it through. And a chance the other way, possibly for the Raiders. Malichki trying to go to Lindbergh. Lindbergh had to reach back for that pass, though, and the Tigers dodged that bullet. A lead pass goes just under the stick of Irvin, and he was onside, too. Nichols has to leave his crease to play the puck. Oh, a close call there for the Raiders. as Gallo, the captain, puts it off one of his own men inadvertently, and that forces an offside call on North Allegheny. Raiders win the face-off. Maxwell gets it deep for Seneca Valley. Gallo playing it, far corner, around the boards for Evans. Up to center it comes. Garvin backpedaling to play the puck. Sent up ahead, intercepted by Irvin. Irvin is bodied up at the blue line. Irvin stays with it though. Irvin had his stick lift at the last moment. Good play there by Leishman defensively. And here comes Jackson Reed. Reed toward the goal. He loses the puck at the last moment. Irvin sends this puck deep, where Nichols leaves his net to play it. Jackson Reed up ahead, might have a 2-on-1, but the Raiders have trouble getting set. Now it's a 2-on-2 as Garvin fires wide. Good job by Laymark of taking the shooter's eyes away. Out in front it comes. Oh, that backdoor play misfired. Garvin didn't get everything he wanted on that one as it comes to the point for Maxwell. Redirected in front by Reed, kicked out of there by Ryland Murphy. And icing on NA. Off the face-off win, here are the Raiders. Slapper from Smelser goes just wide. Bouncing puck side of the net. Tigers steer it around the boards. And this outlet pass catches up with Perrott. Perrott has a chance the other way for NA, but he's very well covered, and he fires it from the right hash into the glove of Nichols, who hangs on. Kaminsky on to take the draw for NA to Nichols' left. And the Raiders win it. Near side it comes. Adam Rogolski from center red, getting this puck into the NA zone. Murphy from behind his own goal line for Kolazzi. Back to Murphy. Tapped up ahead. Jackman gets it back to center. Rogolski backpedaling. And the Raiders reset defensively. Ty Bianchin off the boards, up for Kolazzi, who one touches it, no icing into Seneca territory, while Nichols left his net to play it anyway. So the point is moot. Hard hit there by Kolazzi on Rogolski. Carter Hone, the freshman, with it for Seneca Valley. Dribbling puck deep into the NA zone as the Raiders complete a line change. Tyler Bianchin gonna pull up at his own blue line and send it right side for Brock Murphy. Up ahead for Kolazzi it goes. Tigers play it into Raider territory. And a steal here by Perrott. Perrott centers it, or tried to for Kaminsky, but the pass was blocked. Slapper into the glove of Nichols as Tyler Bianchin took a whack at it, but to no avail. 4:48 to go to the ice cut. The Raiders protecting that 2-0 lead here against the Tigers of North Allegheny. Logan, trapped at his own blue line, finds an opening and gives it off to Barnhart. Barnhart under pressure, up ahead for Perrott. Perrott poke checked at the blue line. Perrott with it again for NA. Perrott makes a little move but lost the puck. And a penalty coming up here against the Tigers as one of the Raiders was slashed. That was Hewitt. Tripping actually is going to be the indication here against the North Allegheny Tigers. And Colby Onchen, the senior, will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. 4:21 to play in this second period. Raiders came in with a pretty solid power play, ranking about middle of the pack, 16.2%, sixth of the 11 teams in the classification. Clean face-off win by the Tigers, and they get a clear from Gallo. Now this is crunch time for North Allegheny. They've really struggled on the penalty kill this season, ranking 10th in that category, and they need a big kill here to keep it a 2-goal game, the way Jonathan Nichols is dialed in at the other end. Reed trying to outlet this puck. Longwell is able to take it in flight. Drops it back above the left circle. Reed is open. They don't go there. They go to Alec Malichki instead, and it's turned over to Gallo. Gallo comes back shorthanded for Rene, puts it off a leg, that of Longwell. Gallo going in behind the net after his own dump and gets there first. Look at all the attention that he attracts behind that goal. Underneath the Seneca Valley stick, the Tigers are able to take more time off the penalty clock here, but a giveaway there to Garvin. Garvin enters the offensive zone. Garvin driving in behind the net now. Garvin had a man open for a moment. He'll go up top to Longwell instead. Longwell from the right point, down low for one of the Raiders at the right hash. Through a crowd it comes. It's knocked aside by Murphy. Comes right to Jackson Reed at the left point. Reed fires one. That one went off the stick. Good shot block there by Spack, and he clears the zone in one fell swoop. And we're going to get a penalty on the Raiders. Jackson Reed is going to go off here. Slashing is the indication against Seneca Valley. So the Tigers do get a successful penalty kill. And in another 40 seconds, barring unforeseen developments, they're going to get a truncated power play, their first of the game, for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Final 3 minutes before they cut the ice here at the Baierl Ice Complex. Tigers not done yet, down 2-0 here to the Raiders. Initially, I thought that was going to be too many men, but then I saw the slashing call. As this faceoff belongs to Seneca Valley. Laymark pinching to play it. Logan retreating for NA as the teams continue to skate 4-on-4 for another couple of moments. And Laymark has it now for the Tigers. Laymark with the room to maneuver, drops it for Evans. Evans shoots under the glove of Nichols, and it comes all the way back to center. Logan under pressure in front of his own goaltender. Peels back, goes cross ice now for Laymark. Laymark up ahead for Irvin. And now the Tigers go on the power play as Bianchin leaves the box. Laymark with it. And the man on for North Allegheny is Luke Welkoskis. Irvin to Laymark. Laymark for Gallo. Gallo makes a move. Gallo right circle, shoots, blocked, never made it through. Gallo dumped from behind, play continues. Laymark unable to keep at the left point. Tigers have to tag up here. And Irvin dances around a man, dances around a second, and goes down as play continues. Hard hit on Hewitt by Laymark. 45 to go in this abbreviated NA power play. Final minute 40 of play in the second period. Gallo through center. Gallo, a streak of gold from the left circle, off the crossbar. The NA captain finds metal but not mesh, and here's a chance the other way for Malichki. Malichki to the goal, backhander, score! Andrew Malichki coast to coast like the Space Ghost. 3-0 Seneca Valley Raiders. 1:25 to play, second period. A big shorthanded goal for Seneca Valley. Well, now both Malichki brothers have a shorthanded goal on the season. How do you like that? And for brother Andrew, the sophomore, the younger of the two, that's his second goal of the regular season. And he picks a heck of a time for it.
The Seneca Valley shorthanded goal. His first of the season, scored by number 28, Andrew Malishki. Assisted by number 29, Carter Hayes.
And Longwell on the backhand playing it for Seneca Valley with a minute to go in the period, and well, that'll just about do it for the NA power play as Reed comes out of the box, and he'll stay on to finish the frame, it looks like here, for Anthony Rako's club.
From Hayes and Snowson at 125, a shorthanded goal.
Those shorthanded goals can be a killer, so Tiger's going to need some kind of response in this third period as Urim comes back the other way in the final minute of play, and his shot is denied off the left leg of Murphy. Gallo picking up steam. Gallo around a man. Gallo off the skate of Alec Malichki. Irvin around one of the Raiders who lost a stick. Centers it. Snapshot. Kick save Nichols. The rebound steered aside as Kaminsky is denied from middle distance. 8 seconds to go in the period. Logan pinching to play this puck, but it's going to be iced. And so we'll actually have one more face-off with 2.5 ticks to talk. Shot wide by Kolbianchin off the faceoff, and so we will cut the ice at the Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale, Pennsylvania. A big goal toward the end of that period, a shorthanded marker by the sophomore Andrew Malichki to give the Seneca Valley Raiders a 3-0 lead over the North Allegheny Tigers in this battle for the top spot in PIHL Class AAA. I'm Matt Popchock, and we're back with more in a little bit as you're watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by Weight Loss Direct. As shots on goal through 2 periods of play here at the Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale, Pennsylvania are 15-14 in favor of the Seneca Valley Raiders, who are 1 period away from quite the statement win here over the North Allegheny Tigers. Raiders 3, Tigers nothing after 2 here in PIHL Class AAA Week 12 action on a Monday night in the North Hills. Matt Popchock back with you for PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by Weight Loss Direct. And special thanks to local band Dinner Bell Road for the music you heard during the ice cut and during all our commercial breaks for that matter. And for Seneca Valley, it was Jake Komaniak getting them on the board just 1:26 into the game, smashing a rebound past a down-and-out Ryland Murphy to make it 1-0 Raiders. 14:43 into the first, Jackson Reed extended his point streak to 8 games with his 13th goal of the season, assisted by Tyler Garvin. Reed, by the way, now with 7 goals in his last 4 outings overall. And now it's 2-0 Seneca Valley through 1. 1:25 left in the second period. The Raiders get a shorthanded goal from Andrew Malichki, set up by Carter Hone and Jack Smelser. And for Malichki, the sophomore, that's his 2nd goal overall this season. And that's where we stand right now. And if you're Andrew Cease, you're telling your North Allegheny team, look, boys, we've been here before. And we've come out smelling like a rose. Just a week or 2 ago, the Tigers down 3-0 to the Central Catholic Vikings, another of the top teams in AAA. NA came from behind to win that game 4-3 in OT on a Matt Irvin goal midway through the sudden victory period. But again, you just wonder emotionally how the Tigers are going to respond to that shorthanded goal, because, you know, the way the ebb and flow of a game, those shorthanded goals can be backbreakers, you know, under any circumstances. And the Raiders getting very good goaltending at the other end from Jonathan Nichols, who's continued to play very well here in his junior campaign. And the Tigers just need to do something, ideally early in this period, to shake his confidence. And they win the third period faceoff, and we're back to action here at the Baierl Complex. Into the Raiders zone it comes, where it's played off a stick and back to center. And taking a hard hit from behind is Alec Malichki. North Allegheny bench expressing its approval. As Spack one-touches it in between the circles in Seneca Valley territory. And a hard hit there on Alec Malichki again. Boy, he's had a couple of bumps and bruises on this shift as Barnhart gets it deep for North Allegheny. Evans going in after the dump in. It's left now for George Bailey, the senior. To the point it comes, and they take away Nichols' eyes, but it goes wide of goal anyway. Good shot there by Barnhart, but Nate Spack unable to deflect it home. Logan behind his own net, 1-on-2. And that pressure leads to a turnover to Garvin, but good support there by Barnhart defensively. Nifty little maneuver there by Cole Bianchin. Bianchin on the off one, out in front. That pass cut off by Nichols as he cut down the angle. Turnaround try by Bianchin, never made it through. That was blocked by Maxwell. Raiders come back to center. Here's Leishman. Leishman to the corner. Laymark plays it defensively for NA. He's hit from behind by Jackson Reed. Now Parada with it, or Parada, excuse me, with it for NA. And he's stood up at the blue line where the Tigers are offside. Face-off coming outside Raider territory. Tigers have it. Here's Laymark getting shouldered in front of the Seneca Valley bench, and a whistle and a stoppage in play here with 1:53 gone by in the third period. Tigers were offside. Murray against Andrew Malichki at the dot. Malichki wins it. Puck deflects off his stick and is sent deep by Ian Urim. To the point it comes now. Snapshot. That goes off the body of Ty Bianchin. Lead pass up ahead for Kolazzi. Kolazzi breaks free and takes it left wing circle. Shoots. Saved by Nichols. The rebound to the corner. Out in front, it's intercepted by the Raiders. They come back 2-on-2 as Lindbergh peels back. Goes cross ice. Gilbert has it. Left wing circle. His shot. That's blocked by one of the Tigers. Brock Murphy getting in the way of that one. 50-50 battle won by NA. Dylan Murray up through center. Gains the red line. Sends it in. Nichols out to his extreme left to play it. Jackman forces the turnover. Now Jackman tied up by one of the Raiders defensively behind the goal line. But he breaks free and tries to backhand a pass there intended for Wojciechowski, I believe. North Allegheny still playing this puck deep in the Raiders zone. Centering pass in front. Turnaround try. And that maneuver by Kaminsky was just maybe one move too many as he's ridden toward the boards. Seneca Valley bottled up a bit in its own corner trying to clear. And now the Raiders will be able to do that back to the red line as Murphy gathers it in for NA. Outlet for Wojciechowski. Wojciechowski toward the goal. Blockered aside by Nichols. Maxwell from his own corner. Gave it up to Kerber. For Wojciechowski. Tigers have to tag up here as this pass comes outside the offensive zone. Andrew Cease making a partial change behind the play now as the Raiders play it from their own corner. And a hard bump there on one of the Seneca Valley skaters. Sends him flying and sends Matt Irvin toward the Seneca goal. Irvin off balance, put it just wide. The rebound is behind the net. Nichols didn't know where it was. Evans double teamed in the corner. He's pinned against the boards and so is the puck. Spack in fighting for it. But it comes free to Seneca Valley and they get it back to neutral ice. Murphy settles it down for his defenseman Logan. Up for Spack, one touch pass for Evans. Evans, not sure where he was going with that one, but the Raiders have it as it's taken by Irvin. Irvin off balance between the circles, kicked at by one of the Raiders. And they'll survive that little sequence. Hewitt unable to take that outlet pass. Barnhart retreating. Up ahead to one of the Tigers who lost an edge and now is going to have to struggle to get back on side as Irvin retreats. Irvin gains the red line and sends it in. Tigers want to make another line change here with 5 minutes gone by in the third period. NA needs 3 to extend this one. Gallo picks it off at the right point and puts it over top the net and just wide. Didn't miss by a lot. Perrott gets it deep. From the corner, it's played by the Tigers. Out in front, Perrott on his backhand, shoots it just wide. Out in front it comes again to Evan Perrott. Perrott, off-balance shot into the stomach of Nichols as that was deflected right into the breadbasket. And he holds on. Wojciechowski was playing for a tip in there, I believe, but it was not to be. And the Raiders are actually going to use their timeout here, which is an interesting decision by Anthony Rako at even strength with still a lot of time left in this third period. And his team in command 3-0. Perhaps just wants his team to catch its breath after they spent the majority of the last couple minutes bottled up in their own zone. And Rako's probably saying what we were saying right before the start of this third period, that this Tiger team is never really out of any game, as they just demonstrated not very long ago. So certainly he's going to admonish his team to keep their poise here as time ticks away in the final frame. And waiting in the wings are the Avonworth Antelopes, who we just saw off camera down below, and the West Allegheny Indians, they of PIHL Class A Gold Division, and they will be in action in the nightcap here on 10 Band TV. Game 2 of our Hockey Night Live doubleheader, PIHL Hockey Night Live, presented by Weight Loss Direct. So stay tuned for that one after this one is done. Raiders come back offside. Leishman thought about going to Longwell on the right wing, but doesn't matter in the slightest. Well, the third period over the course of the season has been NA's period. 24 third period goals by the Tigers this year, the most of any team in Class AAA. And they need one, and the sooner for their sake, the better. 11 minutes to go, Seneca Valley up 3-0. Goals by Jacob Kamaniak, Jackson Reed, and Andrew Malichki for Seneca Valley. And here comes Reed, getting poke checked there by one of the Tigers. Laymark did the honors, and he outlets this puck for Bianchin. Cole Bianchin centering for Perrott. Perrott to the goal, lost it before he could shoot it. And Perrott puts a hard shoulder into one of the Raiders behind the net as NA is still playing this puck offensively. Off-wing shot, that went over the cage. Gallo at the right point. Gallo for Perrott. To the corner it comes. And back up towards center, it's taken by Reed. Reed around Laymark. Good poke check by Laymark to stand up one of the top scorers in AAA. Puck up ahead to Garvin. Garvin gets it deep and comes off here as Laymark plays it defensively for the Tigers, and he gives it away to Andrew Malichki, who comes flying in but offside. Kaminsky to take the draw against Malichki, and the younger Malichki wins it for the Raiders. For Smelser. Smelser gets it as far as the half wall, taken below the line by Malichki. Malichki on his backhand pulls up at the right hash, goes back to the point for Longwell. Longwell sends it behind the goal, beyond the reach of the NA defenseman Murphy. Brock Murphy, that is. Tigers play it off the boards, near side. And Kaminsky gets it back to center. Lorenzo Colazzi over the blue line for the Tigers. Colazzi, wrist shot, blocked. The Raiders just doing such a good job as a group taking away shooting space from NA all night long. Got to give them some credit. And a delayed penalty coming up against the Tigers as Kaminsky touches up in his own zone. Slashing indicated by referee March. And Colazzi is the one going off, and he can't believe it. Second power play chance for Seneca Valley, which is 0 for 1 in that department so far. Just under 9 to go in this third period. Raiders looking to add to a 3-goal advantage. Good tie up there by the Tigers, though, in their own zone, and Jackman clears it.
Lorenzo Colazzi, the 2-minute minor for slashing. Time of the Tigers penalty, 8:59
Hewitt
of the third period.
will start the Seneca Valley power play for the Raiders, or try to, as Hone sends it in behind the goal. Logan around the boards and up through center. This one's going the length of the ice. Nichols vacates his net to play it. 1:25 to go now in the minor on Colazzi. Past the midpoint of the third period, Tigers now looking up at the clock as their enemy at this point, down 3. Smelser retreating. And for the Raiders, you don't get a great sense of urgency from them on this power play. They're just trying to keep the puck in the general direction of Rylan Murphy and not turn it over, basically. Oh, here come the Tigers the other way, shorthanded. Here's Dylan Murray putting it from long range into the glove of Nichols as Cole Bianchin got dumped. And are we going to get a penalty here? Yes, we are. Interference is the indication. And it's going to go against the Seneca Valley Raiders. And Leishman is the guilty party. Second time that's happened on the Seneca Valley power play tonight. So this time it will be 49 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. And then, barring further penalties, a 1-minute, 11-second power play to the NA Tigers. Interesting juncture here because we're at a point where with that much more open ice for NA here in the Seneca Valley zone, if they can get a quick goal here, you know, then you get the power play, and then, well, it's still a hockey game with a lot of time left. Raiders with a clean face-off win, though, as Longwell plays this puck and just kind of rags it back to center for Jacob Gilbert. Longwell from his own end surveys the play, sends it up ahead to Gilbert now. Gilbert over the line, centering pass broken up by Kaminsky. Kaminsky for Kerber. Kerber 1-on-2. Kerber around a man. Kerber shoved off the puck. Another penalty coming up against Seneca Valley. High sticking is the indication against the Raiders. And so the plot becomes more viscous with 7:16 to go. And I believe Reed, the Seneca captain, is the one going off here. A 4-on-3 advantage for the North Allegheny Tigers with time ticking away in this third period and NA needing offense in a hurry. Let's see if Andrew Cease uses his timeout, as Andrew Rako did 4 minutes back. Anthony Rako, excuse me. Well, he keeps it in his pocket for now. Irvin off the face-off, ties up his man, wins it for NA. Here's Gallo. Gallo, top of the right circle, cross ice. Snapshot, blocked. It's loose between the circles, snapped again. This time Nichols has it, and there's no rebound. Now, there's that classic hockey adage that your goaltender is your best penalty killer, and right now Jonathan Nichols just might have to be that for the Seneca Valley Raiders. Irvin wins another face-off for Rene, for Bianchin. Bianchin from the high slot to Gallo. Gallo not going to tee it up. Going to go between the circles, shoot it. Never made it through. Nate Spack comes on for North Allegheny. A 1-minute, 2-man power play for North Allegheny. Gallo, cross ice for Bianchin. Down low for Perrott. Perrott for Bianchin. Bianchin stick checked. Lost it. Played off a glove, but not out. Here's Gallo. Gallo shooting. Blocked! Oh, what a block by Malichki. Alec Malichki gave up the body. Now Gallo scores! Oh, the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. The North Allegheny captain makes the donut disappear on the 5-on-3 power play. And with 6:26 to go in the third and 1:12 to go in the traditional 5-on-4 power play for the Tigers, they've cut the deficit to 2.
North Allegheny power play goal, his 7th of the season, scored by number 4, Trey.
And here comes Irvin the other way for North Allegheny. Irvin hit from behind as the Tigers continue to operate on the man advantage. Gallo shoots again. This time it's blocked. Irvin has to retreat to play it. 1:05 to go on the minor penalty for high sticking to Jackson Reed, and a good poke check there at center as the Tigers send it into the offensive zone one more time. Gallo trying to shrug off a man there. Gallo, you just heard it, his 7th of the year. Second power play goal of the year for Gallo, as he has 8 power play points overall. Perrott with a slapper, that's blocked, and the Raiders clear it. Longwell got in the way of that one as Gallo takes the outlet pass but forgot the puck. Perrott trying to push it up ahead. Now Irvin comes into the zone. Irvin is stood up, and the Raiders send it the length of the ice. North Allegheny fans want another call, and at this point I'm not sure they're going to get one with 22 to go in the 5-on-4. Walkoskis through center. Walkoskis over the line. Walkoskis to the goal, shoots over the blocker hand of Nichols. Gallo trying to catch up to this puck in time, he can't. Here come the Raiders the other way. And here's Malichki, Alec Malichki this time, putting it into the glove of Rylan Murphy as players push and shove after the whistle, and Lamarck really just needs to keep his hands to himself here. If I know this sport like I think I do, this is prime real estate for an even-up call. So really, the Tigers just have to keep their emotions in check. Down 2 with 5:18 to go. So the Raiders will survive, if you will, giving up just the 1 power play goal, that belonging to Trey Gallo, the senior captain. And so it remains a 3-1 game. Out in front, Hewitt had a yawning net to shoot at if he could settle that puck down, but the pass was just too errant. And here come the Raiders back to equal strength. Lindbergh trying to center it. Settled down by Hewitt. Hewitt to the right hash, hit hard by Lamarck. And Hewitt goes down and takes another shove from behind. Tigers really throwing their weight around late here. Another hit by Lamarck on Hewitt. Seneca Valley forechecking with determination until Gallo finally skates it back to center. Gallo 1-on-3, tries to outmuscle a man there who goes hard into the boards. And that's Malichki, who gets it up ahead of one of the Raiders who couldn't take the pass and now stumbles. A tough break there for Marshall Hewitt. Centering pass goes by everybody. Yoram plays it for Seneca Valley. Smelser hit from behind. Kerber knocked the puck loose, but the Raiders still have it. Carter Hone out in front. Kaminsky turns around, didn't know where it was. It's still loose in front. NA comes back 2-on-2. Here's Gallo with Evans. Evans left wing. Evans shooting it into the glove of Nichols, who freezes. Under 4 to go in the third, and it's a 3-1 game. And Evan Kerber, you can see his tongue dragging on the ice as he comes back to the NA bench. An exhausting defensive shift there for the Tigers as the Raiders try to protect their lead. Side of the net. That attempt was blocked off. Murray on his backhand trying to hook up there with Kalazzi down low. Tigers have it. Kalazzi in front. Shoots. Save Nichols from right out in front. And that would have made it a 3-2 game. Raiders clear it up but not out. Great play there by Jackman, who puts it off the body of Smelser. And the big alternate captain watches the Raiders skate it back to center. Ian Yoram gets the puck deep. Logan from behind his own net with 3:20 to go in the third. Tigers come back 3 men strong. Yoram to his left, long range into the body of Nichols, who jumps out in front to cover. Cease making another line change here before the offensive zone draw. And we'll start keeping one eye on the net down to our left as time ticks away in this third period, pardon me. Puck back into NA territory for Lamarck. Giveaway there to Leishman, but Leishman couldn't handle. Gallo threw it to the wrong shoulder of Spack. Tigers have to retreat. And playing this puck in front of the officials' crease is Lamarck defensively with his partner Gallo. Gallo pressured by Leishman. Gallo tapping it up ahead and ices this puck with 2:38 to play. Gallo was looking for an avenue there, but just couldn't find one and kind of punted on that sequence. And so the faceoff will come back into NA ice to the left of Murphy. Blocker save there by Murphy off the faceoff win by the Raiders, and the rebound is steered wide as Alec Malichki goes in after it. Oh, what a shot there, but a better save by the senior. Perrott with speed into the corner, trying to go out in front. He was looking for Bianchin, Cole Bianchin, but he was too well covered. Tigers peeling back, and they play it in front of their own bench. Here's Bianchin entering the Seneca Valley zone, and here comes Murphy to the Tiger bench. Extra attacker on with 2 minutes to go. NA needs a pair to tie. Irvin from the corner, lost it. And this puck goes under a North Allegheny stick. It will not be icing. It won't be far enough anyway, as Laymark plays it with 1:45 left. Dropping for Gallo. Gallo for Laymark. Laymark carefully playing that bouncing puck to Evans. Evans crossing for Gallo. Gallo with an avenue. Gallo shoots over the head of Nichols and out of play. Well, when all else fails, put the game on the tape of your best player. That's what NA's trying to do there. Matt Irvin going to take this face off for the Tigers. But he will concede to the Seneca Valley Raiders as this puck comes up to Gallo at the right point, who squeezes it off. Gallo now trapped up against the boards as the Raiders fight to clear it, and they will get it back to center. Right there on top of it is Logan playing Johnny on the spot. Final minute 10 of play. Extra attacker on for the Tigers still. Gallo through center. Gallo 1-on-4 into the glove of Nichols, and he drives the net to force the faceoff and gives Nichols a little attaboy. A nice moment of sportsmanship there from the captain. And Nichols has been his usual optimal self. If Seneca Valley hangs on here, you certainly have to give him his share of credit as well. Off the faceoff, it's loose between the circles. Backhander save made by Nichols as he denies Walkoskis from right and tight. Outlet pass from Gallo to Irvin. Irvin stood up at the blue line. Tigers get it deep. Evan Perrott, who has 19 points on the regular season, looking for it. Behind the net it comes. Now it's up to Irvin. Irvin on a Nichols save made. It's loose. Irvin has it again. Irvin out in front. Couldn't hook up with Perrott. Off-balance shot by Bianchin will come to Gallo. Final 27 to play. Jackson Reed has it. Jackson Reed fires. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Take a bow, young man. Your team is going to be in first place at the holiday break. It's Seneca Valley Raiders 4, North Allegheny Tigers 1. 21.7 seconds to play as Reed scores his second of the night and 14th of the season into the empty net.
Now Seneca Valley empty net goal, his 14th of the season and second of the game, scored by
And that shot by Kerber is not going to get through.
assisted by number 83.
Shot through a crowd, steered aside by Nichols, who gets dumped on his backside for his troubles. 3 seconds to go. And the Seneca Valley bench celebrates a huge win to begin week 12. The Raiders give Jonathan Nichols some much-deserved hockey hugs as he turns aside 25 of 26. Nichols with another 25 save performance against the North Allegheny Tigers. Who'd have thunk it? And this time it helps his team to a 4-1 victory and the outright top spot in the PIHL Class AAA standings, as both teams will go into the holiday break. Special thanks, camera operator Michael Lyman. Special thanks, producer Todd Kazarowski, for making it all happen. And special thanks to you for watching and listening. I'm Matt Popchock here at Baierl Ice Complex in Warrendale, where again the final score is Seneca Valley 4, North Allegheny 1. West Day at Avonworth is coming up next here on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10 Band TV, and it's all brought to you by Weight Loss Direct.